Hello my data loving friends, Data Guys here back again with another video to enhance your Excel skills. And like I always start my videos by really quickly talking about what my goal is. My goal is to empower professionals and beginners by providing practical tips and tricks that can make your data analysis easier and fun. Because guys, data analysis is fun as long as you know how to do it, as long as you know what you're doing. To set the foundation right, I'm starting with the Excel tutorials for beginners. From there, I guide you step by step from very basic foundation and formulas. And the goal is to progress slowly to the next level of intermediate Excel and then advanced levels. And then we'll move into different other tools such as SQL, coding, how to create visualization dashboards, etc. But again, we have to have our foundations right. We have to have a basic understanding of these Excel functions where we can build upon. So bear with me, and this is how we're going after these one function at a time, one video at a time. And one thing I've mentioned even in my previous videos, each of these, the goal here is to start with the basic understanding. Once you have this basic understanding of these functions, we can spend hours and hours just on one function. Like, in my previous starting videos, I've done the VLOOKUP, pivot tables. Yesterday I did the if function. And if you notice, though, we just barely touched upon them, because you can create an hour and more than hour long video just to go and talk about the functionalities and how many different things you can do with any one of those functions. But we will come back again once we have these basic understanding to dive into further deeper and what all the things we can do. So having said that, today we're going to cover another very good function, and that is the SUMIFS. So yesterday we did the if function. Today we will talk about the SUMIFS function. So, I guess you will ask, what is the SUMIFS function? So SUMIFS function allows you to sum data based on multiple criteria. This function is invaluable for analyzing complex data sets efficiently. And you'll see it in an example. I'll try to come up with the very basic, simple examples that help you understand what exactly this function is about. And then once you understand the basics, then of course you can come up with more scenarios and how to build upon those things. So having said that, what is the sum if, like the syntax of this one is. So let's say if I can paste it here, the basic scenario or the syntax. So I'll place it here for right now. So that is the syntax. SUMIFS, what's the sum range, what's the first criteria, and then what is that criteria, then go to the next criteria and what exactly that criteria. It will make more sense when we actually start plugging in the formula, but I just want to kind of give you really quickly what that the syntax is. So if we go and remove this part right now, let's see. All right. So to start to do this, let's first of all get the total sales. So like right now we have the date, we have the product, salesperson by region, how many units they sold, and what is the unit price. In order to get this total sales, let's first of all do a simple multiplication. As I mentioned before, anytime we're starting a formula in Excel, we start with an equal sign. So in order to get the sales, total sales is basically the unit sold times the price. So it's going to be unit sold times, which is an asterisk key, and what is the unit price. So here you have the $150 sales for these particular 10 units of $15 each. Now you can simply double click it here, or you can drag down the formula. Either way, it gives you the total sales for each of these particular ones. Now that was the just first step. Now let's go see what I'm trying to do with this thing. Let's say our first scenario is we want to know what is the total sales, right, for this particular product, the widget A, in the region north. So north region, how much widget A we sold. So this is where the SUMIFS function comes into play, where we have multiple criterias to do. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do equals SUMIFS, right? And then you click on it and it opens up with the parentheses, right? So what is the first thing is we're gonna do? So the criteria G are here. This is our total sales, right? So we're gonna copy this, drag down. This is our range, comma. What's the first criteria? Is this right here? The which product it is? We're trying to figure out, right? To do this, then we will do comma, and it have to be specific product, which is widget A. So we will do this widget A, close the quotes, and then comma. Then our second criteria is it have to be the region north. So region is column D. So we will highlight the range, the full range of D2 to D9, comma, and the region we said we will do is north. And then close it, and there you go. So what does that mean? It means for widget A, we have done the total sales in north region. For widget A, we have done 150 sales. Now we can, let's say we have all these different ones. We have widget A here also. We have widget A here also. But are these all north? No. One is south, one is east. So for the north region, for widget A, we have done $150 sales, and that's exactly what is it telling you here. So I hope this makes sense. Now let's see, and we'll take another example. This one we'll see, let's take units sold by a particular salesperson in January. So how do we do this thing? So let's put us, in a separate cell, we put that formula. So let's choose salesperson Alice Johnson, right? So we want to see how much sales Alice Johnson did. So we do equals SUMIFS, open parentheses, right? So let's see. In this particular case, previously we did this total sales. Let's try to do slightly change. So how about we do units sold? So units sold in column E. So we'll do E2 to E9, right? So that's that. Then comma. Let's see. Which column is the salesperson, which is column C. So we will highlight this. Then comma. We want to go after or just see how much Alice Johnson did. So that's our criteria. So we will put in Alice Johnson, right? And then comma. A2 to A9, this range right here, right? And we did say we want to see in January 2025, in this case it is, right? So we will just do this comma, and we put our date range in it. So to do this, greater than, equals to 2025 0101, right? And then we will do this, and then same date range again, right? And we do comma, this is less than or equals to 2025 0131. Oops. There you go. What that means, first of all, so we wanted to see in the month of January. Right now you see everything is January, right? So but we will take a look by putting a different date range, let's say for right now, to see if this works or not. So we wanted to see Alice Johnson, how many units Alice did in the month of January. So that's why we put the date range of January 1st through January 31st, and it came back with 10. So let's see if we change this days to 02 01 2025. Will it still work? No, 0. Why? Because this is where the significance of this date range comes in, because you want our criteria, multiple criteria were, we wanted to know how many units a particular salesperson, in this case Alice Johnson, sold during a particular time frame, which was January. And that's why we were, this date range criteria comes into effect. If it was all January, otherwise it didn't matter, right? But now you can see, let's say you have a much bigger data set and you have multiple months of data and you need to find one particular month or one particular date range, then this will come handy. So if I go back and change that back to again January, you can see it come back to 10. And this is, hopefully this is making sense. Now let's do one more thing. Basically in this one, so far we said what's including, right? What about we want to see what's excluding? So let's say that we select a total sales excluding widget B, right? So we have different products, but we would like to see all the total sales, but except where do not include widget B in it. How do we do that? So let's do one more example, right? So we have the total sales. So let's see. We do SUMIFS, right? And then we do G2 to G9, which is our total sales, right? Comma. Then we choose our widgets, which the criteria is the widget right here. But this time, we would like to exclude where, in other words, where it's not equals to widget B. So we will do this. So we'll put our criteria in it, which is not equals to. In this way, that's how you put in not equal to. And then you type in widget B. And then you close parentheses. And then, oops, what did I mess up? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, great. So what happened here is, if you can see, my range somehow, I guess when I was typing the formula, I missed my range. So it's only have this one. The range should have been from B2 to B9. So we can fix that. So this, and it's really not a case sensitive. So you can have lowercase, it doesn't matter. So now you can see the formula is highlighting the whole range. And now we hit this and you can see here is the 1300. In other words, we're doing sum of all this, which is, if I do a sum real quick here, you can click on this auto sum formula. It will do a sum 2500, but minus anything which have the widget B in it. So what is the widget B? Widget B is here, which is 400. 400, you have 360, and you have 440. So we subtract those. So if we do 2500 and then we do, which is the sum, minus widget B minus widget B minus widget B. So you can see it's 1300 again. So that's a quick way of validating that our formula gave us the correct number or did the right calculation based upon the criteria we put in. So I'm hoping these things are making sense to you. Again, I'm going slow, trying to put a couple of scenarios, how the SUMIFS formula is coming into play. And again, we can do a lot more, but the idea here is to give a very simple, basic understanding how these functions works. And then once we move to next, once we get our foundation good, we get our understanding strong about how these functions work, we will build upon them. We will go into further more scenarios, much more complex examples. So for today, I hope this makes sense. So please comment in the comment section. Let me know if this is helpful. if this approach is helpful. And I'm looking forward to your feedback because, like I said, it's something we'll do together. Um, Obviously, I'll do my continuous fine tuning of making these videos much more user friendly, things that I'm connecting with my audience. But if that also depends the feedback from you guys. So thank you very much. Have a great day, and we'll come back with another video tomorrow with something new, exciting Excel functions. Uh, Keep having fun, keep doing data analysis, and we'll talk again. Take care. Bye.